Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we recap an Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy event Steve recently attended. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Luke Otero, and Jeff Andreezy.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Yep. So we'll be talking about that. I didn't realize Kathy's going to it on Sunday, so I'll have to. I can't give. No, there have to be no spoiler alerts. So I'll talk about it, and that's probably a good thing, because it is traveling across the country, and people may be interested in it, but don't want to hear all the surprises and secrets and cool stuff. So we'll talk in general about it after the break. For right now, though, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Yeah, so in the news recently, Southwest announced they're changing their seating policy.
Yes.
Personally, I'm pissed, but I don't really fly enough that it affects me. But what are your guys' thoughts on this?
Southwest cracks me up. I'm not a fan. I traveled. I traveled a lot. I know how bad that they treat you. Though people love them. Again, it's a cult. So I'm not a Southwest fan. I don't like their business model. It's interesting, the stuff that they make fun of. Now they're going to be doing. Now they're part of the problem that they talked about before, and they always had this better way. They don't do. See, now suddenly they're doing it. Now as they're trying to get bigger. So it's interesting to me. And Southwest, like I said, not my cup of tea. And they've had a rough year. Let's say they remember their computer outage where they left people stranded across the U.S. for like 3 days.
They were holding strong on this Microsoft outage. Yeah. Only people still
They're the only ones.
Yeah. So, so it's I'm not a fan. So there you go.
I for one, I'm a big traveler, and I use Southwest quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So I'm pleased with it. I don't mind paying the upcharge for whatever, whether it's any airline. I like my legroom, and I pay for it, and I don't care. So by another airline doing that, I won't be kicking Kathy from behind. Just.
There you go.
It was inevitable. I mean, they were charging to get your auto check-in. They were charging to get you in the first,
right.
Like the first group, like the upper A's. Then if you wanted to get in the first 15, they were charging extra for that. So this is just going to be consolidating all those charges.
Uh-huh.
And then you don't have to have that awkward moment where everyone's like putting things in the middle seat to try and keep people out of it. And the plane is full.
Not making eye contact.
Yeah. I think people made this harder than it was, because they're like, oh, they just hurt us and they're like cattle. I'm like, are you not smart enough to choose your own seat? Like, it's not hard. Just be like, I want to sit there and sit there. It was never hard. Yeah. And I always got a window
But it's
seat.
easy for McNew, because McNew's super outgoing, loves the middle seat. I've got 2 new best friends by the time I get off of this plane. To her, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's like, oh my God, this is like so much fun, this airline. I love it. Yeah, of
That whole
course.
thing where everyone's seated and someone comes on with their kid. They're like, oh, they'd really like to sit together, and they're looking for volunteers, and nobody's volunteering.
So,
Right.
but if
They're
somebody
just
comes
standing
on
there.
and they're like, hey, there's an empty seat by you. I'm like, absolutely take mine. I don't want to sit by your kid. I will go sit by the old guy up front. That's fine.
Right.
Like, I don't, absolutely not doing that. Southwest let me avoid that. If they buy their seat next to me, I'm stuck.
Yeah. My favorite Southwest story ever was my friend Laura was on a flight, Southwest. She always chose Southwest. She loves Southwest. And, of course, someone has a heart attack mid-flight, and they get on the PA and said, is there a doctor on board? Well, it's fucking Southwest. Of course there's no doctors on board. Any other airline, yes, you're going to have somebody from the medical profession. And literally, there was no one there that could help. They had like a garage mechanic come up and said, I work on cars. Okay, well, you can help this person right now.
That'll do.
That was the closest they could get. So, yeah.
I was on a flight once where they said that, and 2 dentists stood up
So
and
you
helped.
got to be as close as you can. It's like,
And it was really just like airway stuff, so they handled it.
They have to know CPR. They can do that
Yeah.
much, at least, if you're a dentist.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Seinfeld episode about that anti-dentite? Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I mean, how long has commercial flight been around? You know, it almost 100 years. Not quite, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
How do they not figure out getting passengers on in a timely manner?
I don't know.
Because
You
people
know-
are stupid and assholes.
It is the passengers that are the problem, I think.
Yeah.
It's always
People
our
are going to
fault.
bring in the suitcase that they know isn't going to fit in the overhead. They're going to try and shove it in there anyway, and then they got to walk it out so it could be gate checked. And
So,
It
I like a gate check though, because I'm an asshole. I don't want to pay to check my bags, so I will bring an oversized one. They're like, "Ma'am,
Of
we have to
course.
check that." I'm
Imagine
like,
that.
"Good, it's free. Have at it." Like, I'm happy. to check.
Interesting. Didn't see that one coming. So yeah.
That's a good one, McNew.
Yeah.
It's a secret life hack, I guess.
The problem with loading passengers is, I think, is that the reverse of how it should work is what happens, is because, I mean, technically the quickest way would be to load all the people from the back forward. But, you know, the people that pay extra money want to be able to get on and get their space locked in. They don't want to be the last ones to get on the plane. So you get people all over the plane, which means there's people who need to get past them or waiting for them to put down their stuff, and everything just log jams. So
Always.
a lot of room. So yeah, that's what I don't know how you fix that. I don't know the answers to that.
I prefer boarding in the last group
Well,
because I'm not going to use the overhead.
I would too if I was 4'9".
And, well, if I have an assigned seat, my seat is going to be there. I'm not using the overhead. I'm not going to have to sit on the plane for an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah, airline's no stress to you because of your size. So if you're my size, the whole experience is a stress. What am I going to be? Who am I sitting next to? What it's going to be like? Where you know, is the seat going to have room for me or not? You know what's happening to me? I don't. You know, it's that's why I don't like flying when I don't have to. I will fly. People are like, "Are you afraid of flying?" I'm not afraid of flying. I don't like it though.
It's just wildly convenient for you, where you're like, you know what? I'll drive 12 hours. It's less inconvenient.
You know, I feel your pain, Steve. I'm one cheeseburger away from asking for the seatbelt extension. So,
well, there you go.
all
right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to go first because I'm kind of not participating. I have a Rittenhouse Rye, which is a screw top. So
Was that the neat pick?
it's the neat pick, yeah. So I really like it. Yours is long gone, I'm sure. Yes. Yes, mine's not even half gone yet, so yeah, I'm working on it. All right, next up, we'll let McNew go next.
Because we're talking about Edgar Allan Poe, I picked something spooky-ish. I have the Moonlight Mayhem from Filmland Spirits.
Okay, that's our lead. That's our lead right now. I doubt it'll win, but you never know. Crazy things could happen. There could be all screw tops coming up here, so we're going to check out what Luke's got.
I've got one of our. We just released a single barrel from Purple Dot. It's called the Dreamer.
Wow.
And 11 years old. 124 proof.
Okay, that's our lead. That's our lead. One time we got some of those Luke in our store, and man, the people came out of the woodwork. I posted that, and woo, we met a lot of new friends that day. So yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah, people we never see before or since, by the way. So you're like, this would be a cool opportunity for us. No, you never see them again. But it does tell you they're watching. So at least they're watching what you're doing. So yeah. All right, Kathy, you're next.
I went with a spooky theme as well. I'm going to open up my dark arts. It's a glass one, so I don't expect very much.
Okay.
Oh,
That's our lead.
Not bad.
Took the lead. Yeah. All right. Last but not least, Jeff and Drizzy. Jeff, what do you got?
Well, it's kind of spooky for me too because I've never had this one, and it probably would be a good one to bring to a barbecue contest. So I've got some chicken cock, just their straight bourbon whiskey, small batch. Said it's made from 5 barrels, whatever that means.
Okay. Oh,
It's pretty good.
that was pretty good. Who won that, McNeil? That's close.
Kathy. Hers was
Kathy.
a
Okay.
little bit.
Kathy wins. When we go to a judge, the rule is that has to stand, no matter what.
cheers.
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 Here's Kathy.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy, a traveling thing that is going on right now across the U.S. Pretty fun stuff. We'll talk about that after the break. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Katie Proof, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today, Steve is recapping his visit to the Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy Tour.
Yes, we are. So this tour goes around, and it is kind of it's cool. I mean, it's a combination of 4 different cocktails that would go back to the era of Edgar Allan Poe, including supposedly his favorite cocktail. I mean, who knows whether that's true or not? Maybe it's just all show. I have no idea. And there's like a host who kicks things off, and then between acting out 4 of his most popular works, which are one-person shows. So there was 4 guys that again just stand up on stage by themselves and just act as the narrator. And again, it's a little bit interpretive. Some of the stories are more true to the actual stories than others, because again, it's kind of a small, fun night. It takes like an hour and a half, but it was cool. And in between all of those acting out of those individual pieces of Poe's work, you get information about Poe's life. So you get to hear about his life as really the first U.S. writer, the first novelist to make his way in the writing world, which is kind of cool. So yeah, Edgar Allan Poe certainly is somebody of interest, and I thought it was well done. The acting was good. And, I couldn't do that. I couldn't go up there and act on a stage like that and get me intense, because Poe's things are very intense. And of course, it combines music and sound effects and lighting effects and all that, which pretty good production quality. And it's 5 people putting on the whole thing. The 5 people that you see, they literally do everything. They're making the drinks, they're serving the drinks, they're acting, they're cleaning up after each round, they're coming around collecting the empty glasses and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a cool thing. It's something that, while I couldn't do the acting part of it, it feels like something like we as a group, the ABV crew, would do. Would be like, hey, let's do this Poe thing around it. And next thing you know, we'd commit to this shit, which all sounds good right now. And then it'd be like the night before, we'd be like, why the hell did we do this?
Did we even practice? Do you even know your poem?
Right.
Getting in a van together and driving across the country.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be more like the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Perhaps, yes. Yeah. Yeah. And to some degree, it's a little bit like that, because they try to get the audience engaged and having fun. It's all about, participation and having fun and whooping it up. And, they're like, take pictures of us, take video of us, cheer, just have fun. So it was good. I mean, I really had a good time. And it was just something different. The cocktails, I would say, and again, the cocktail range, of course, is terrible to poor to good to excellent. I would say they all rank good to excellent. So that was really cool too. There was one that I really liked, and that's the one that they said was Poe's favorite, and it's a brandy bourbon milk punch. Yeah, that was the best one. That one's fantastic. So
I've been studying the menu.
Yeah.
I'm going
They
on
give
Sunday.
you a menu card, Steve, because I think they're the same people that did the haunted speakeasy they did a haunted tavern tour a few years ago. And I still have the card, and they did the same thing. But they told Sleepy Hollow stories and then brought
okay. It looks like it probably was. The card and stuff looks the same as this.
They were really good.
Yeah, they're like really good. And then when we left, they said, well, we're working on other stuff like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and stuff like that. Or so, because I don't have it on now. I was going to show you. I had on my Frankenstein shirt. I thought it was just appropriate to wear something like that. And I came over and asked me about it, and said, hey, we're working on something. We're going to plan on our next tour will be, some other great American authors, like a combo thing that'll include like Mary Shelley and others, Bram Stoker, I guess, and stuff like that.
And
how many shows in a day were they doing in St. Louis?
I think it's 3 a day. So yeah, and then they started I think it was Wednesday through Sunday. So yeah, I mean, so they're and it was sold out. I mean, that was a packed house when we were there.
How many of them are sold out?
How big was the facility? How many seats do you think?
It's not huge. I would say 150.
Oh, that's bigger than I would have expected.
So they did like the mansion, right, Steve? Is that where it was?
Lump Mansion, yeah. So like in the Grand Hall, so which is separate building, but yes, it's a Lump Mansion property, and
Was it in the upstairs where they have the big wooden bar and then the big?
Yep. Oh yeah, it's cool. It's kind of Gothic looking. I mean, it's perfect for what they were doing. So yeah. So I really liked it.
Were people in the audience kind of dressed up?
It was all over the place. It was from people, yes, definitely dressed up, and nobody in like a tie or anything like that, but definitely sports coats on the men, dresses on the ladies, and then all the way down to casual shorts and stuff like that. So, and everything in between. And there was no rules or anything like that. So,
looking it up on the internet, I was expecting maybe someone to show up in a tuxedo or something to.
I'm going to do like a goth look because I don't have any period clothes.
Well, I tell you what, there was a flapper girl there. You know how you had the flapper dress on?
Yeah.
There was somebody dressed up like that at ours. So there are people that do dress up like period stuff too.
clothes.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
How many cities is it planning on going to?
Oh, a lot.
Over. I had tickets to Nashville in April, and then Chris was like, "Surprise, I'm working," so we didn't go, and I just ate $60. So I missed that one. And then we were in St. Louis when they were in Indiana, so I missed them again. Not
Damn.
for me.
Damn.
They didn't get up my way at all. I mean, I didn't see anything in the upper Midwest at all.
Really?
St. Louis might have been the closest.
What's kind of cool is I think it's like I said, 5 people. I think they're all in like one van. I mean, the setup for the stage doesn't change or anything like that. It's kind of set up like Poe's desk, and there's like a thing that put coats on and stuff, like a coat rack, and they had like some period coats hanging on there, and then some lighting, and so pretty simple. So I think these guys just get in the van and on to the next city, and they just keep doing that. I mean, it's kind of a really cool thing for people that are working actors, grinding it out basically out on the road. They're making stuff happen. They're creating this great content for people just wanting to go out for a quick night of fun. So I thought it was awesome. I'd grade it at A+.
The only bourbon drink, according to this, was the
brandy milk punch one.
Yeah, the milk punch. So the others are vodka based.
Yes.
How'd you handle that?
I like to travel a lot to the beach, so I'm used to vodka or other type of things in cocktails. So yeah, I just envisioned myself at the beach, and that's how I made it through.
They come out with like the smoky, like they all look so smoky and
They
dark.
They do. That is a little bit of selling, I would say, because they come out to you in like cocktail glasses. I mean, like the plastic cocktail glasses. That's how you get them. So
they come like on a tray, and you pass them down your row.
Correct. Yep. That's how it works. Yeah. And then the one, which again I said was the favorite, maybe that's the one that they expect to be the favorite, that brandy bourbon milk punch thing. That was a little bit of an elevated glass. It had like it was like the harder plastic with like a gold ring around the glass.
They got fancy.
That was fancy. Yeah, that was the fancy.
Took that one home with you, did you?
Yes. Yeah. I was like, I need some new plasticware.
Plasticware. We can use that at McNew's house, because then you don't have to worry about the dishwasher.
That's right.
In the
People
sink.
plastic at my house now.
Were they overly sweet, Steve?
No, I wouldn't have liked that. So no, they were.
Right.
They were. I think they were, like I said, from good to good plus to then the one was great, and the other ones were good
Nice.
plus type of thing. So even the worst one was not a bad cocktail. I mean, like I said, I go to enough bars and you get a cocktail, and there's many bad cocktails I've had. I don't think any of them were bad. So. That's a plus.
It looks like it would be like a dinner theater with small tables of people, or was it rows of chairs, or was it?
It's rows of chairs, like padded folding chairs. So they were comfortable chairs, so a little bit bigger, a little padded. So they were nice. And then every once in a while there'd be like a little cocktail table between two of the chairs. And it's just open seating. So Amy and I happened to be early in the line. We just, or the warden, I should say, we were early in the line, so we went in and grabbed one that had a cocktail table next to us. So that way, and it's kind of good to have that. Otherwise, you got to set your empty cup on the floor until the next time they come around after you're done drinking it. So that was nice to have. That's a best practices tip right there.
Table.
Yeah. And Kathy, I would say bring cash, because at the end there's nothing to buy or anything like that. But at the end, they do you want to tip. So, and I always have cash, so I did tip because I thought I had fun. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely bring a little cash to drop in the box.
It's
there.
fun to find these one-off little events.
I know.
And check them out. That they don't get a lot of press. They don't get, and they're so creative.
Yeah.
They pushed it hard on Facebook, though. I think like in the spring, it was every other day I was seeing a sponsored ad for this thing, or somebody was tagging me in the comments, and I'm like, they did social media hard. I didn't see it advertised any other way.
Yeah. I didn't see it local promotion or anything like that. So, but again, whatever they did worked because they're all sold out. There's a lot of shows, and like I said, it's about 150 people. Kathy, that's just my guess. I mean, I didn't hard count or anything, but and it's not like Rose where it's real easy to add that up. Yeah. Sure. So I was just kind of, because Amy asked, she's like, "What do you think's in here?" I'm like, I'm looking over there, here. I'm like, oh, that's probably about 150. Yeah, 150
Surprised they didn't have any swag to purchase after.
Yeah, I think that's a missed opportunity. Some T-shirts or stuff like that, or even
maybe they
books.
couldn't fit it in the van.
Yeah,
or
maybe.
like, even stickers. People lose their minds about
stickers. Yeah,
people do go nuts for stickers.
Yeah, they definitely could have made some more money. It feels like, but it was also kind of refreshing too. They weren't really selling it. I mean, you're paid for when you go in.
I wonder if
cheap.
Like a licensing thing where they couldn't like really use his image or something on. I don't know. Seems like they could have.
Yeah, you definitely can use people's that have been deceased and gone that long. Yeah. Well, you can do that whatever you want. So, but it was really cool and just a fun night out. And like I said, I think it was affordably priced. I saw some people complaining, $60 or whatever it was.
Oh, good grief!
4 cocktails. I'm like, go out to a cocktail bar and order 4 cocktails and see what your bill is.
It was probably like $30 a person. So as a couple, it was $60. And I'm like, we would have spent double that at a bar. Like, fine.
Yeah, that's like what we spent. It was, I think, if you go later in the day, we went to the 6 o'clock show. It was like 30 a person. Then I think if you went later, I think it was 35 a person or something like that. It's not expensive.
No, it's cocktails and a show. That's a bargain.
I know. Yeah. So cool stuff. So check out, again, we have no affiliation with it. We don't make any money off this. It's just talking about something that we enjoyed. So check it out. Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy. Look at their website and see if they're coming to close to a city near you, as that's ongoing. So pretty cool stuff. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jeff, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and the Cigar Dojo, Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's and 2 Z's.
All right. Luke.
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn and Luke at Santa Fe Boutique Wines on Instagram. All
right. Kathy.
I'm on Instagram at KK Cask Strength.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. You never know what we have in inventory, so check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Sign up for our email distribution. That's the way you're going to be really in the know. That's going to help you out a lot. We send out a couple of emails each week. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.